Hi, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems, and in this video I'm going to show you the scanning utility that we've built to help you convert paper into digital files that can be searched. Now, a little background, we don't really care what you use to scan in your files. Our solution is designed to pick up files that you've stored somewhere that we can see it. Might be a shared folder on a drive somewhere, could be on your local PC. As long as we can see those scanned files, and we'll be able to see those, tag them, and upload them into SideKick 365 xRM Ultimate. We can load them into accounts, opportunities, or projects. So again, we don't really care what you use to scan in the paper. You can use multifunction devices like big copy machines. You can use dedicated scanners. You can use handheld devices. Whatever works for you is fine with us. Just make sure that you put it into some place that we can find it. In my case, I'm scanning the information onto a folder called C Scans, and I'll show you how that looks right now. Let's go ahead and open this up. And you'll see right now I have a folder called C Scans. There's nothing in it. I'm using Kodak Scan software, which is really great. I really like this software. It's for Kodak scanners called One Touch, and it's very nice and easy to configure. Let me show you that real quick. What I can do is I can associate it with our application to upload it. I can make the file type PDF searchable. I tell it where to put it. It's black and white, and I can change my settings on how fine I want that scan to be. Do I want it to be 300 dpi? Do I want it to be 600, etc.? The great thing about this software is it's delivered with your printer or scanner, and so there's no additional charge for this scanning package. It's included in the price of your scanner, and that includes even their very low-end scanners, which we really like, the i900 series. The one that I use a lot is an i940. I'll be using a little bigger scanner today because I'm scanning in lots of different documents. But let me just recap. We have a great scanning utility that'll let you take the files you scan and upload them into SideKick 365 xRM. And you can upload them into accounts, opportunities, and projects. We want you to save them as searchable PDF files. And the reason for that is that if they're a searchable PDF file type, SharePoint can then index them and make them actionable. Every word in that document, as long as it's somewhat legible, will be able to be, they call it OCR. The machine will read it, and then index will be built so you can find it later. And this is all built into SharePoint and our app. So the things we're doing now with the demo I'm about to show you used to cost tens and tens of thousands of dollars. There are still vendors out there selling solutions for scanning into SharePoint that run into the $10,000 to $25,000 range. And our solution, I assure you, is nowhere near that. We go right into our system, our app, and you can scan in with whatever software you want to use. We have customers that have scanned in millions of pages, and they use it to run their entire business in Office 365 for pennies of what it was costing them with the other solutions. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me take a look. I've got a project here called Scan File Demo. I've also got an account called ABC Lock and Key, and I've got a couple opportunities in there. I'm going to go ahead now and scan some documents into the system, and let's get started with that. So you'll see now that the scanning software is kicking off, and I'm going to have a number of pages scanned quickly into the system. And you'll see that it's going to process those. I've got some checks going in. I've got some different technical documentation items. I've got maps, etc. So we'll let the scanner finish what it's doing here. And then you'll see I can now tag them with our utility. So it looks like it's just about finished up here. We'll let it finish. And as soon as it's done, we'll launch our utility to integrate that into our app. So it looks like we're coming up to the last page here. And what's going on is I've scanned a batch of checks in with a bunch of regular documents as well. I think you'll find this to be a very interesting demo. Looks like we're coming up to just about the last page here. So you can see the different scan pages coming up through the scanner. And when it finishes that, which looks like it just finished up, now our little app will launch. So this is all the scanning software from Kodak running. And then you'll see it'll tell us how many pages it's got. It's got 5 blank sheets, so that means 5 files. I'm using blank sheet separators. And now you'll see our little utility kick off here as soon as it's done formatting these. And we have a lot running on my laptop right now to record this, so it's a little slower than the performance you're going to see. But that's okay. We're just going through to show you all the different steps right now. Now, while we're waiting on this, let's talk a little bit about your options. You can use, as I said, things like big multifunction devices. You can use, scanners that you have set up that also are copiers in your office, and just make sure that we can see those scanned files. You can use digital cameras if you'd like. And I would say if you can save out those files as PDF files that we can see, and just store them somewhere that our app can see those. Typically, it's going to be C-scans. Will be the directory for that. You could also use a dedicated scanner, which I have here, if you have high volume. And we have a lot of customers doing that as well. So it's really up to you. Whatever works for your company and your organization, and whatever software you want to use, just make sure we can see it. Because in just a moment, you'll see our app kick off. And this is the add-in for SideKick. So Kodak's done its magic. It's processed the files, and now we're in our add-in, our app. And you'll see we have 5 different files here. I can click through these to see them. And these are different checks, etc. So as I told you, I've got different kinds of files here that we're going to categorize. And what I can do at the top is, let's give this one a name. We'll call this one PTSD2, and I'll have a reason for that in a minute. And let's put this in the project called Scan File Demo. And I'll give this one a category of technical information. Let's go to the next one. Now here I've got map 2, and we'll put that into the account ABC lock and key, and I will call this one a map. Let's go to the next one. Here I have a legal document, so I'll call this one legal doc 2. And I'll put that one into an opportunity. In this case, I'll put it into the safe maintenance. And I'll call that one let's just call it a financial document. Now I've got my checks. So I have 1, 2, 3 checks in the same file. And so I'll call this one checks. And I'll put this one into ABC lock and key, and I'll put it into that same opportunity with the safe maintenance. And we'll call this one payment. And then the last one, we've got this invoice, and I'll put that one into projects in the scan file demo, and we'll give that one the type of invoice. And this one will be called invoice 1. So let's take a look at what we've done here. I'll go to the beginning. I've got this PTSD2 in my scan file demo project. I've got map2 into the ABC lock and key. I've got legal doc 2 in an opportunity under the ABC lock and key on safe maintenance. I've got some checks in the safe maintenance opportunity. And I've got this invoice in the scan file demo project. And you can see the names of the files up here. So I'm all set. Let's go ahead now and upload these into all those different areas in SideKick. So you'll see it'll take just a minute. Now again, this is the utility we wrote, and it's actually looking in that folder that I opened up earlier called C Scans, and it's grabbing those files and copying up to SideKick for me. So it's probably already done, but let's see if there's any left in there for us to even see. It's very quick, so they're probably all gone by now. Yeah, they've all been moved up there. This is where it stores it when I scan it, and then this is where the utility goes to look for it. So you can see I've loaded 5 successfully already. So let's go take a look at that and see what we've got running here. So let's go to our scan file demo. I think we had a couple files scanned into that. And we'll see how they look in SideKick 365. So when I come into this project, we're going to see some different documents here. Now let's click on that. Now when this tab opens up, you'll see I have this PTSD2 and this invoice 1. That's because I scanned in that same file about 20 minutes ago. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to show you that it is indeed searchable. Let's take a look at the invoice. There's a couple of nice things here to show you. If you click on the three dots with these PDF files, you'll have a nice representation of how the scan looks without having to open it. Now in the PTSD, let's take a look at that file. So I'm going to click on the actual name, and it opens right up in my PDF viewer. And I notice there's this term JSRRC. I'm going to copy that. And what I want to show you is that after about 10 minutes or so, all of these words and terms that are inside these documents become searchable. So I'm going to do a search on those letters. And what you're going to see is I have that document searched, and it's highlighting the hit. And I can see that indeed I have got the right document here. And if I click on to open it, I'll be able to see that as well. And I can kind of see it right there. I knew what I was looking for. Let's go to the back button. So in about 10 minutes in SharePoint Online, you will see that all your content has been indexed for you if you make it a searchable PDF. Now let's go take a look at the account, ABC Lock and Key, and we're also going to look at that opportunity and see if it put them in the right place. So let's go on over to the account list. And I'm going to open up ABC Lock and Key and take a look at that scanned file. So we'll open this up here and hit the Document tab. And we can do that to see all the documents associated with that particular account. There's quite a few on this one. There's 8. And when I take a look, there's my map 2 that I put about 3 minutes ago. And if I just click on it, it'll open up nice for me. And let's go ahead and do that. This is my scanned document that I've got, and it's very good quality, as you can see, and I can rotate and all those things that you can do with a PDF viewer. Now let's go and take a look now at that different opportunity folder where we had scanned in some additional documents. So if you notice, I've got my checks here and my legal document as well, and those were in a separate folder for that opportunity. If I go to the opportunity, I'll see these same documents listed there. Let's look at checks. And actually, let's try this out, see how this works. So remember that there's 3 pages here of checks, and let's see how the viewer handles that for us. There's my 1. It looks like it has a scroll bar here. It looks like 1 of 3, and I'm not sure how to move between these. There we go. There's 2. And there's 3. So a very good viewer built into SharePoint, as you can see. It'll let us scroll between the pages in the scanned PDF. And then to see those in more detail, I just click on it. And of course, if you've applied security, then the security will be automatically added so that only the right people can see this information. And I can click through my different checks here. And the great thing is all this will be searchable here in a few minutes. So if I was to search in a few minutes for Dentor, I should be able to find this person's last name. And then again, you can see the final document that we scanned. It'll come up here in a minute. That's that legal doc too. So I think this is a good overview and enough in this particular video to show you that we have a very powerful scanning integration, but it's really a lot more than that. Anything that you could capture and put into a folder that our utility can see, we'll be able to upload into SideKick for you. And you'll want to make those something that a PDF viewer could view so that we can let you look at it and you can then tag it as I showed you in this. Okay, so this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it. You can see we've got a really great utility, and then the pricing on this really varies on how much you want to scan. If you're going to scan massive quantities of data, well, it'll cost a little more. If it's just ones and twos on your desktop, well, give us a call and we'll see if we can work out a deal for you. But at the time of this video, there's not really a set price. What we want to do is just work with you based on your needs. And then if you have simple needs, well, the price will be very low. If you have complex needs, we'll probably have to do some customization and work with you on it. And we're happy to do that. So again, Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at skylightsystems.com, and it'll be info@skylightsystems.com. Thanks again for your attention. Hope you found this useful.